Greetings, Cancer, and thank you so much for tuning into this reading. I hope that all is well with you. I'll be doing the Celtic cross spread today, and let's just see what the cards want to reveal. The messages may not resonate for all Cancers out there, but I truly hope there's something here you can take away from this reading. Thank you so much for your likes, shares, comments, subscriptions, and for those that booked a private reading, thank you so much for trusting in my service. So without further ado, let's get into reading. Spirit angels, we ask for insights and guidance for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do they need to know and need to be aware of at this time? What does Cancer need to know and need to be aware of at this time? Heart of the matter, Ace of Swords. Cancer, there is a message here, some kind of information coming in. Ace of Swords also speak about your mind being very sharp. Use that gift of discernment when making decision or seeing the truth of a given situation. The challenge, Page of Cups. You are receiving message or you are connecting with somebody emotionally. There is something that they're telling you, proposing towards you, and you could be in a position to discern, observe, looking into the facts. This being challenged with Page of Cups means do not let your emotions carry you away. Avoid making any impulsive decision. Think about what you're about to get yourself into or who you're letting in your life. This could also be the getting to know each other phase, right? Gathering information, needing to know who this person is, where they're coming from, and what it is that they expect from this relationship. To avoid any confusion, misunderstanding. This could be a love offer. Somebody that you recently met, okay? What is the root here? What is currently influencing? Knight of Pentacles. So this Knight of Pentacles is the energy of needing to be very cautious, being very methodical. You may need to review the path before journeying or taking a chance. When it comes to love, perhaps hold back a little bit from developing feelings faster. If you feel in your heart that you still need more time to get to know this individual. Recent past energy, Two of Swords. So Two of Swords is making a decision. Could be a mind versus heart situation, right? The Ace of Swords is the mind and the Page of Cups is the heart. When making a decision, it's important to know that there is no such thing as right or wrong, but there is such thing as a decision where you feel it's going to give you what you deserve and what you're looking for. So I feel like in the past, you may have felt overall conflicted. Should I say yes? Should I say no to this offer, to this opportunity, to this person? Know that you have control over your emotions by adding a little bit of logic into this in order to avoid this feeling of it wasn't what I hoped for, or this was a quote-unquote mistake, right? All of these cards are cautioning you to wait, give it more time, let things unfold naturally on its own, but also keeping one foot grounded, not being just carried away, okay? The best that can be achieved in this situation for you, Cancer, Four of Pentacles. So again, Four of Pentacles, this can be seen as stability, right? That's the power of four. But this can also mean that you're being cautioned once again. There are times where we need to take a leap of faith. There are times where we need to just go with the flow. But in this given situation, you really need to see things in a different angle and perspective, okay? It may not be what it seems or your intuition is telling you to not rush in. Be careful, especially when this is about the heart or matters of the heart. I feel like you're open to get to know this person, but also just still leave some for yourself first and foremost. Don't rush in. If somebody's rushing you, it could be a red flag. It could be a clear indication to really confront this person, what their intentions are. You see this card, there is a heart here that says, hate me. Very interesting energy. So it's like You know that this wasn't what you thought it would be, but instead of going along with it, Cancer, pause and reflect and take a moment to think about your choices and your options here. It doesn't mean that you have already decided in the past to give somebody a chance, that you should just keep going in this direction. So if you sense that this is not honoring your heart, your desire, it's okay to take a step back and review. Even completely change your decision altogether at any given point, okay? It could be that this person is not showing enough for you. They're not giving you clarity. Ace of Swords, what's important here is honesty, being upfront of one's intentions. Could be that you feel somebody is saying what you want to hear right now with Page of Cups. But over time is where you can really see if this person is true to their words. Look into their actions as well. With Knight of Pentacles energy, words are words at the end of the day. Yes, they do carry energy, but at this moment, you're being cautioned to look at their efforts. Do you feel it's being reciprocated? Now with Four of Pentacles, often this card indicates boredom. There's a woman here who's looking at the castle. She's feeling bored. She feels like she needs something outside the box or something outside her comfort zone. If you feel as though you just want to try something out of curiosity here, Cancer, still be guided by your intuition, because not all risks are needed to be taken. You may need to be more calculating and methodical. Really think things through. Weigh cons and pros, okay? In the immediate future, for some of you, if it's not about love, then this could be about business. Say, for example, a purchase of some sort, or collaboration, partnership, negotiation, whatever the case may be. Go with your intuition. Look into the details, read the fine print. In the immediate future, this is the Tower, right? So the Tower is universe stepping in, revealing something that you are not seeing at the moment. This is kind of like a heads up. A tower can happen here, Cancer, because the foundation is not built on a proper foundation. A structure needs to come down so that the truth will be revealed. This could also be a shaking up process. In other words, the best that can come out of this is focus on those that can give you stability, security, commitment for some of you, those that are built in solid foundation. Sometimes the Tower is saying things may have been rushed, or things weren't built. Something felt forced. You know, if something is being taken away here, Cancer, it means it wasn't meant to be there in the first place, you know? Something is being stripped away because something better is meant for you. Or something better will be coming in as well. You and your power at this time. Knight of Cups. Interesting, we have two knights here, which can mean inner conflict. Again, mind versus heart. But this can also mean balancing your spiritual and practical life. Knight of Cups. Yes, I get that you're going with the flow, where your heart is being led at the moment. But emotions can often come and go. We can change our mind, change how we feel at any given point. So really have that honest conversation with yourself, Cancer. Is this person or situation really what's going to bring you fulfillment and joy? Is this a wise investment? Or am I just seeing the situation how I would like to see it? Is this just looking at things in a rose-colored glasses? You know what I mean? Ace of Swords is that discernment. It's not beating around the bush. It's not seeing things based off on emotions. It's a very cold, based on facts, energy, in order to make appropriate decision for you. Something that can be very tempting at the moment makes you want to go for it, but avoid rushing into things. In the environment is the King of Cups. I'm really getting a love offer here, or love connection. For some of you, it could be more than just one person who's connecting with you at this present time. On a different message, Cancer, if you're starting to, this person is starting to show mixed signals, hot and cold behavior, inconsistency, or something they're telling you that is more likely on their term. Time to speak up with Ace of Swords and do not neglect your own needs and your desire. In other words, don't just succumb or don't just give in. You have also a mind of your own with Ace of Swords. Because I'm getting that I feel a very dominant energy that's trying to persuade you, trying to convince you. There's also emotional, I don't want to say manipulation, but there's somebody here who's using their charm, trying to woo you, getting a very romantic and creative person in their approach. But you see how this King of Cups is trying to get rid of all this creature. This is only a symbolic image, but I'm getting that you need to get rid of anything that's just draining you out in the long run. Taking your focus away from you on what you want to build and create for your future. Invest in the right people, right situation. I'm also getting flaky behavior. So you being a water sign, Cancer, you're also very prone to having different moods at times. But in this particular situation, I feel like you need to align both feelings and mind here. If you sense that this person, there might even be some secretive behavior or manipulation going on, this foundation is not strong. It may come down in the future, or their true selves will be revealed to you soon. Hopes and fears, the Hierophant. So you're really looking for long-term happiness, fulfillment, marriage for some of you, children, a long-lasting relationship. And it all starts with the choices that you make at this time. Remember that your choices define the outcome. It will have a huge impact on your future, your happiness, and your consciousness. It's so easy to give in with how we feel in the present moment, but try to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. What are my goals? What am I getting here in the end? Is this person share the same values as me? See, the Hierophant stand for belief system. This can also speak about tradition or even spiritual factors. You and this person don't necessarily share the same view on things. I'm getting that you might be quite conservative here. Cancer, you believe in starting something and having a long-term relationship. Well, somebody here may have that very playful side, not fully ready for that commitment that you are sort of looking for. If you're looking for something that's not serious, fun, and play, I feel like this is exactly the kind of vibe that this person is bringing. But I feel like you're looking for a strong foundation, especially with hopes and fears as the Hierophant. Be open for the guidance that you are receiving right now by a spiritual mentor, somebody that you can trust, an ascended master as well. Look for answers in your questions in your mind. Say, for example, should I commit? Is this something acceptable to me? Do I stand for the same values with this person? All of these things may not be big at the moment, but in the long, they will have a great factor or effect in this relationship, okay? Things that you need to consider before you embark. So final outcome. What is the final outcome here? Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is the card of waiting. I feel like a lot of you are still waiting for commitment or waiting for somebody to be ready for commitment. It could be that you already knew that in the beginning they were not the commitment type. This is kind of like a heads up for you, Cancer. Know when to hang the towel if you feel like you've invested so much and waited for so long. And the Three of Wands speaks about opening up to new possibility, focusing on the future. Think about the foundation that you're creating here with this person. Or could it be that there's more options here that you're not considering just yet? The Three of Wands is waiting for your ships to come in. If you may need to confront somebody just to ask them what their real intentions are, if they're still having this very playful energy, indecisive, remember that you also have the power of choice, not just this person. I'm getting that somebody may have a dominant energy here, like they want something on their terms at times. You see there's a whip here. To me, that's a symbolism of somebody very dominant. Emotionally, they may tend to dominate something here. So you know that you have the power. Stay true to yourself, be authentic, and that's the energy that you attract. When you don't allow yourself to settle down for anything less that you deserve, you teach others how you need to be treated. Okay, this is not compromising yourself. Bottom of the deck is the King of Swords. So observe people right now. Your discernment will be on point. You will see things as how they are. Don't be afraid to cut out as well those situations that will just drain you out in the future or in the long run. Time to really look at the things in a logical point of view. I know this is something easier said than done, but think again about the future that you're building here, the foundation, where this is going, while also observing the present moment. How is this person treating you on a daily basis? How do you both interact on a daily basis? Are you, or is this person making you a priority as much as you are? Are they committed to you? What is your message for Cancer at this time? Mysticism, and it came out as reverse. So listen to your intuition. Coupled with divine intelligence, it will show you the right path. Meditate as well. Keep in prayer and faith. Some decisions come with pain, sadness, hardship, but also they are necessary. The mysticism in reverse may also mean somebody may have some kind of hidden agenda that you're not still seeing yet. And the tower will serve its purpose because it's going to be shaking things up in somewhat a stale energy or a relationship that has been seemingly in the same status quo for a while. In order for you to really see the reality, what's been unfolding, coming out of any sort of denial here, dissipating. So, time to really stand up and get back on your feet here. Cancer, go after your dreams. Do something that makes you feel alive. If a relationship you feel like is just not giving you the attention, time, effort, or has been neglecting you, know that you, first and foremost, have a responsibility to make yourself happy. If you shift the focus back in self and know that you have the power to shift the situation around, there's no need to wait around and, wait for somebody to do something when you yourself can do something about it. Perhaps this person is not changing, or it's a pretty still energy. They're very indecisive because it is you that's meant to change. It is you that's meant to see this in a different angle and perspective. It is you possibly that's outgrowing certain things and having a different perspective, priority in life. You may already starting to want to settle down and have something long term and cannot just go with flings or, an on and off relationship, for example. This is something that can no longer be avoided because your intuition has been giving you a hunch. Okay? What is your advice for Cancer at this time? What is your advice for Cancer at this time? A consciousness of lack. All right, let me read what this card is saying. But this is all about self-worth and self-esteem. Knowing that nobody defines your happiness and your joy but yourself, Cancer. If there's ever a feeling of you're waiting for somebody to fill up that void or somebody to reciprocate so that you can get back to a place of happiness, then know that this is not the case. Because you teach others how you need to be treated. It's about not compromising yourself and loving yourself deeper and better than before, okay? Something missing. A man leans dejectedly on a concrete heart, his back turned to the potential gold and beauty held there. His melancholy seems overwhelming, and this card may reveal a similar energy for you at this time. There may be some financial limitation for you, possibly even significant money woes. But this card could also indicate restriction in other areas as well. You may be experiencing some limitations in love or relationship and feelings of loss, or could be frustrating or sadness. This consciousness card reveals even deeper issues than the great gratitude card reverse. It demands that you shift out of the lack of consciousness now, even if you feel something is missing in your life. Your fear only restricts you further, making you more miserable and manifesting more limitation. It may be difficult to focus on something positive when you're lonely or have financial troubles, but it's absolutely necessary to do so if you want to change that reality. Take the steps you need to resolve whatever issue may be bothering you, but don't stop there. Make the energetic cost to always acknowledge what you have, even to the smallest detail. Choosing to value yourself and your life will break down the harsh feelings in your heart and bring many amazing experiences to you. When this card is in a protection, it bodes well for a time of increased value and great attraction in your life. You may have recently been through a period of lack or restriction, but that time is about to end. Money, love, and success will mount up now. This card also reveals an attitude of great consciousness, one that sees and feels that preciousness of life itself. If you are not already in this beautiful appreciation mindset, you're ready to go there now. There is an excitement that springs from the mentality of open and joyous recognition. Your life is filled with happy potential. Let yourself embrace them and expect even more. So always choose to see the value in your life and in yourself here, Cancer, and that's also the energy opportunities that you attract in your life. That's what I'm seeing for your reading. Please take only what resonates and leave out what doesn't. Thank you for watching till the end. I'm sending you love and light. Take care and namaste.